Hello and welcome to the Grady Bunch. I'm Michael.
I'm Kailey.
And together with our three beautiful children, we make up the Grady Bunch. You didn't even say it that time.
I
That
didn't
was so
say it
mean.
that time. Gotta mix things up. Spice it up.
So if you're just now joining us, we are actually in the middle of a series on the top 10 things not to miss in each of the parks at Walt Disney World, plus a little extra special one. Today's is on EPCOT, the top 10 things you cannot miss in EPCOT. If you miss Magic Kingdom, go back and watch that one. You don't want to miss it, so go watch that one and then come back to this one, okay? What's happening is I'm going to have a top 5 list. Kaylee's going to have a top 5 list, and hopefully we don't share one of those, because then whoever goes second has to come up with an extra. So, number 5 on your list would be...
Well, first of all,
what?
I'm going to say the EPCOT is my birthday park.
It is.
So we usually go for my birthday to Disney World, and I usually choose EPCOT because I would like to eat all day around the world.
Wise choice. Wise choice.
A lot of people pick Magic Kingdom for their birthday, and I've done Magic Kingdom for my birthday, but it's just not as exciting as eating around the world.
That's true. And what's going to be hard is we're not doing any food on this list, because we'll have another series that is just top 10 places to eat in each park. So if that's the video that you're waiting on, watch this one first, and then we'll get to that one. But I enjoy going for your birthday every year. It makes it a lot of fun. And there's nothing better than eating around the world.
True. Okay, so my number 5 is Turtle Talk with Crush.
Great one.
Yes.
Not on my list, but why is it your number 5?
I just love the interactive part of it, especially watching these little kids talking to Crush, and usually Crush is hilarious. If you haven't seen it and you want to, go look on YouTube for Turtle Talk with Crush. Usually the person who is talking for Crush is hilarious.
Absolutely.
But it just brings back in mind when my brother was younger and he was obsessed with turtles, and he got to ask Crush a question. I don't even remember what the question was now. But it was just so cute seeing him light up thinking he was talking to Crush.
Which you are talking to Crush.
You are talking to Crush, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I like it. Number 5 for mine is something that you have done one time, you'll never do again, but it's something that you have to do at least once.
Okay.
Unless there's, medical reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Mission Space.
That's on my top 5 things not to do.
So the reason why I say you have to do it at least once is, it is one of those things that is quintessential Epcot.
Okay.
And it is one of those things, a part of, Future World, what was Future World, that, I don't know, it just feels like old school Epcot. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it's not, an old attraction, but it just feels that way. And obviously do the green one, don't do the orange one. Mm-hmm. And don't get those mixed up, because if I got those mixed up, then I apologize, and don't curse me for it. But I'd put that as number 5, just because it's something you got to do once. Mm-hmm. So number 4, what would you say is your number 4?
Frozen Ever After.
Why?
Well, it's the only Frozen ride right now. So take your little girls on it. They'll love it. But it didn't rank too high because I love Olaf and Anna. I'm not an Elsa fan. Womp womp. I will warn you though, it does have a kind of a backwards drop.
Yes.
So for some kids that might be scary. But the queue is really cool.
Queues are everything.
Yeah. It's usually a pretty long line.
Yeah.
But if you have a little girl who loves Anna and Elsa, it's a must-do.
I think we're going to have to do it.
We're probably going to have to do it.
We're going to have to do it this next time.
Our 2-year-old daughter is a little bit obsessed with...
Yes.
Mostly with Anna and Olaf.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, okay, so my number 4 would actually be, and this was tough to throw it here. It kind of pained me to throw it here, but because of everything else I had to, Living with the Land. You know how much I love Living with the Land, but there's so many great things about Epcot that just the experience of Living with the Land, if you've never done it, you need to do it. But just the experience of it, the nice, relaxing boat ride, like I said last time, the edutainment aspect of it, and seeing the watermelons in the shape of a Mickey head. Come on, that's great. It's fun. It's awesome.
Spotting all the hidden Mickeys.
All the
That's
hidden
fun.
Mickeys, yes. So that would be my number 4. Number 3,
Number 3
yes.
would be Ratatouille.
Okay.
That's a relatively new ride. It's
Yep.
a trackless ride, which is really cool. I just think it's so good for little kids. It's good for bigger kids because you're not really an adult at Disney. You're just
No, you're
a big
just a
kid.
large kid. Yeah.
It's a trackless ride. It's fun. It's different. You don't really get to go on those very often. It's very France.
And that, I felt like that expansion took so long, but so worth it.
Yeah. It's just neat to ride it. Like, if you've never ridden a trackless ride and you've never ridden Ratatouille, it's kind of hard to explain it. But then there's not a whole lot of Ratatouille. And really, I think that's like the only place there is Ratatouille. So you
Except
can't
for
really
during,
get Ratatouille anywhere else.
yeah, except for during Food and Wine, whenever he's like hidden around Epcot and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
other than
Epcot's
that,
the only park.
and what's funny is that's actually what I had in my number 3. So I have to do bonus round. So let me think about that one. Everything that you said, absolutely. And then just the fact that you're in a giant Remy or, just all of that. It's so much fun. So, so that's my number 3 as well.
It's good. It's a good family ride. And
Yes.
I think I like family rides. I'm not a thrill ride seeker. But I do like rides that I could take when we go, he'll be 6 months old on.
So number 2, what do you say for number 2?
Number 2 is to go in the countries and notice all the details in every country.
Okay.
I just love doing that when we're walking around the countries. I just love looking at all the little details that they have, especially in their buildings. Germany's my favorite.
So Germany would be your favorite country.
Yeah, well, Germany's my favorite country all the way around. But just looking around in Germany, it's just, I don't know, it's just so cool. I feel like I want to put some clogs on and walk around. I don't know, something about the way it's built, I feel like it just makes me think of old clocks.
I could see that. Yeah. I like that aspect, that idea.
Also, it smells like caramel.
It does.
But, you go to like Morocco, and it's beautiful there. There's just going around the countries and looking at the little details and the things that they've brought in from those countries to make it more realistic. It's just so cool.
Which, if I remember right, the king of Morocco actually sent his own people to help build Morocco in Epcot. So it really is, like you said, those small details are laced all over the place. So it's a great choice. My number 2 was, I had one and then I removed it. So my number 2 is actually going to be Spaceship Earth. Just because...
The Spaceship Earth is the Epcot ball ride.
Yeah, inside of the Epcot ball.
And it's not a thrill ride. It's a very slow-moving ride. There's no drops, nothing like that. So it's good for the whole family.
It's perfect for the whole family. It's the story of us. And
The story of us looks a lot like a tragedy now.
no, not like that. If you can read this, thank the Phoenicians. And
You should have worn your Epcot shirt.
I should have worn my Epcot shirt.
He has an Epcot shirt that
man.
says, if you can read this, thank the
Yeah, I
Phoenicians.
should have. Darn. Cut. We're going to change. Never mind. Anyways, so that's my number 2. My number 2 is definitely be Spaceship Earth. What would be the number one thing? that you cannot miss in Epcot?
Soarin' around the world.
Awesome choice. Absolutely great choice.
I will say it does have a long line.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a thrill ride. It's more relaxing, but you still have to be a certain height to go onto the ride just because they don't want you falling out. But basically what Soarin' is, it's like a
Hang glider.
hang glider. Yeah, you're on a hang glider, and you kind of get lifted up and you're floating in the air. So they don't want little kids falling out of there. But the screen is like a curve.
It's massive. It's like IMAX, but larger.
So it really feels like you're there. When you're on Soarin', they pump different smells out at you depending on where you are. It's just, and like you could even see little people underneath your feet sometimes. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And I think right now I can actually smell the desert smell like as we're just sitting right here.
See,
just
I'm thinking about the orange smell.
the orange. Okay, yeah, I don't know. That's awesome choice. I like that choice.
That's something that I have to do every single time I go. It does usually have a longer line, but it is in the air conditioning. The queue isn't the best themed. Like, it's kind of boring.
But it's got Patrick Warburton in it, though.
Yeah, but not until the end.
That's
when you're
true.
right to go on the ride.
That's true.
You're right about to go on the ride.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not really anywhere to sit. You just kind of lean on the wall.
On the railing and on the wall, yeah. But the ride itself is great.
Yes, it is.
So, my number one thing, and I think you know what I'm going to choose on this one because I am a Figment file. I absolutely love Figment. Everything about him. He is so much fun. So I have to say Journey into Imagination. It is one of those nostalgic rides, but I can't wait for this next time we go to meet Figment. It may be like whenever, when our oldest son was 6 months old and we went to Magic Kingdom and met Stitch. It might be like that. I might cry, just warning you. And just to meet Figment, I'm excited for it. But Journey into Imagination is something you absolutely have to do. It's not a long wait at all.
No.
And the whole thing is so much fun, except for one part that you absolutely don't like, but I like it. I think it just adds to the whole thing. So that's my number one, and that one might be the one that people are like, "Are you serious?" Unsubscribe, please don't. For my
that's a family ride too, though.
It is absolutely, it's a family ride. You need to ride it with your kids and everybody like that. So
Yeah, you should ride it at least once.
see, or twice. You can ride it again with me.
I've been on it more than twice.
So that is our top 10 things you cannot miss in Epcot. Now,
I think you missed your bonus.
Oh, I didn't do my
You
bonus.
missed your bonus.
Okay,
oh,
so
I tried to.
to.
You.
Okay, so my bonus is actually going to be the Grand Fiesta Tour with the
Oh,
3 cabrios.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that it goes, on the boat rides, slow moving boat rides. I think I see kind of a theme with me with all of those, but you go right by the restaurant, which is really cool, just being inside of the pyramid. But at the end of it, you have the 3 caballeros singing, or in years past, you had, one of them replaced with a potted plant or stuff like that whenever they're being refurbished. But just to see Donald in all his glory as number one.
Number one. Donald's number one.
Yeah, Donald's number one.
When you see Donald, tell him he's number one.
Yeah, make sure you let him know he's number one.
Yes.
Don't tell Mickey that, but tell Donald that if you'd like. But just seeing all of that, it's a lot of fun. And if you have Disney Plus, then watch 3 Caballeros on Disney Plus. So
it's also usually not a very long ride.
Right.
And it's in air conditioning.
Yes. So if for some reason you get there and it is a long ride, long wait, come back, because it shouldn't be. I mean,
and this is also where your My Disney Experience app is great, is you can get on the app and you can look at the wait times.
Yes.
So if you get there and it's a long ride, but you really want to, or it's a long wait, and you really want to ride it, just keep checking My Disney Experience.
Yeah.
Go get yourself some churros.
Yes. Get some churros,
Get
hang
some
out.
nachos. Eat some Mexican food. Come right back.
Yeah. So that is our top 10 for things you cannot miss in Epcot. Hopefully you enjoyed our list. If you have some better options, please leave them in the comments below. We'd love to see your ideas.
What's your top 5 or top 10
Yes.
things that you have to do when you're in Epcot?
Not including food. Remember, we'll do that in another video. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Join us for other videos in this series.
Yes.
I
We
think,
still have Animal Kingdom in Hollywood Studios.
and possibly Disney Springs, depending on how it goes. So, until next time, we just want to say, see you real soon. Bye.
Bye.